We all have a lot of sex. There's a reason why we have the second largest population, questionably the largest population in the whole world, and yet somehow we like to pretend it doesn't exist. Every single human being on the face of this earth exists because of sex, unless you're born from IVF. But even then, masturbation is involved. So yeah, it's unnecessarily a taboo topic. It's a primal need. It's like eating and going out, and it's a very basic thing. So I don't know why we like to shroud it in mystery like this. And it has huge implications on the lives of people, especially because I trained as a fertility doctor. I learned that a lot of the way we process sexual education leads to huge impacts on the way our lives run. So yeah. I love the cup, but I think it's not the answer for everybody, and I feel like there's a lot of peer pressure in making people use them, and it's not logical or feasible for a lot of people to be using a cup if they don't have access to clean running water. It's not the best option out there. Everybody's best option is something different, and unfortunately a lot of people are pressuring other people and saying if you have to green होना है तो आपको menstrual cup ही सही option है, और आप sustainable menstruator नहीं है तो आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं, while very casually ignoring the fact कि हम अपनी ज़िंदगी में बहुत सारी अनग्रीन प्रैक्टिसेस करते हैं जिनके और बहुत सिग्निफिकेंट effects होते हैं compared to menstruating, because it's not something we can control. If a cup works for you, great. Everybody takes at least 3 months or 3 cycles to learn how to use a cup. तो 3 cycle के बाद भी अगर नहीं हो रहा है तो it's fine, don't worry, use something else. If you are using it, it's wonderful. I switched 7 years ago and I'm a very happy cupvert. Okay, I'm going to illustrate this with an example. When I was young, एक फिल्म आई थी राजा हिंदुस्तानी. उसमें आमिर खान और करिश्मा कपूर का एक किस का सीन होता है जो कि 100 मीटर दूर से शूट किया गया है बस दिखाने के लिए. एंड यूज्ड टू बी द मोस्ट स्कैंडलस थिंग. राजा हिंदुस्तानी टीवी पे आती थी, किस सीन आता था या तो एडिट आउट हो जाता था या आई वुड लीव द रूम जस्ट सो दैट आई डोंट हैव टू डील विद दैट. Compared to last year, this film came out called Gehraiyan, जिसका trailer is one long make-out session. The whole trailer is just this, So we've had a huge advance in, and especially with OTT platforms, the way we're able to see sex and sexuality and intimacy and physical relationships. ऐसे मतलब मेरे बचपन में तो नहीं होता था. So I think we've had huge leaps, and the fact that as a woman, as a doctor, I'm on the internet. I have a community of 1 million people who are talking about this, and I have my book coming out next month. The fact that I am able to write a book on sex and sexual health and sexual education and not get lynched for it so far, touch wood, is radical, and I'm very optimistic to see how this goes. The top question would be about body image. So is my penis too small? Are my boobs too small? Are my boobs too big? Why are my genitals this color? So one would be body image. The second would be how to prevent a pregnancy. So the age group I interact with mostly are younger people who are sexually active and don't want to get pregnant. And then number 3 would be pornography and masturbation. So there's a lot of confusion and myths around masturbating and not masturbating, and pornography has been detrimental and has been shown to be very damaging to a developing brain. So some people are very pro porn, but the science is very clear on its answer on pornography. So yeah, most people's questions tend to center around these topics. Stop smoking. That's the number one thing you can do for your sexual and your reproductive health. If for a penis, so the thing that cigarettes do is that they, normally your blood vessels are like open like this. What cigarettes do is they constrict them, so they make them smaller, which is what causes, raised blood pressure. But the problem is that for an erection to happen, whether in the penis or the clitoris, which is the female equivalent of a penis, you need good blood flow to go there. And the minute you're restricting that blood flow with smoking, you're reducing your sensations, you're reducing the erection power of the clitoris and the penis, and it's damaging in a lot of other ways. But the main fact is like arousal becomes an issue. So for good sexual health, do not smoke. First thing. There's very little evidence to support these, except zinc as a supplement has been shown to be good, which is why people think oysters are good. But I think the reason why oysters are considered sexy is because they look sexy. I mean, they look like a vulva, or they're very rare and expensive. So mostly foods that are associated with luxury tend to be known as aphrodisiacs. For example, in Europe, I'm forgetting what era this was, but when potatoes were not common in Europe, they thought potatoes were an aphrodisiac. Now, French fries can turn anybody on, sure, but potatoes are not a very sexy vegetable, really. So, the science on aphrodisiacs, so to speak, is not only severely lacking, but also it can be quite damaging because it supports a lot of illegal industries like wildlife, tiger poaching, because tiger bones are supposed to be an aphrodisiac, or rhino horn is supposed to be an aphrodisiac. I would say walk away from all of that and just focus on building better intimacy and relationships and focusing on a healthy lifestyle overall instead of picking so-called superfoods.